Hello, my friends. My name is PAPERDAG. If you've ever wondered why, you get a glimpse of my reasoning for picking this name. Yeah. Welcome, my dear fountain pen, ink, and paper loving friends out there. Doc here from Albuquerque with another episode of PAPERDAG's Paper Talk. Today, I thought I'd take you along as I pick a new journal. This stack that I was just holding is right in front of me, and we will go through the books bit by bit because I think it's a special thing to pick a journal. And right now, I've come to the end of this journal. I decorated the cover, and the journal itself was a gift from a friend. German, vintage, and I will probably get to the end today because that's my last double page. And I'm probably going to fill it today. Many of you out there are going to say, this is so boring, Doc. What are you telling us? What are you talking about? But to me, it's something special to pick a new journal when you come to the end of an old journal. I have already been excited about getting to the end for a few days, and I thought, what am I going to pick? Which one is it going to be? I was looking forward to going through my journal stash, and I think a lot of you out there feel the same. So I thought I'd take you along, and also because it's another thing that came to mind was that it's a special point in your personal timeline because something ends and something new starts. Not that I pick the end of a month, the end of a marriage, the end of whatever, you name it. But it's just this part of my life that comes to an end, or for that matter, I'm sure if you are a journaler, you can relate. Yeah, it's exciting to pick a new journal and you wonder what's going to come, what will be happening that's going to go into this journal. For the record, for myself, my journals are a little bit of stickering, a little bit of page decorating with ink, maybe a little bit of washi. And otherwise, it's a lot of thoughts about what is going on in my life at that point, but also a lot of memory keeping. I do keep track of a few things in my planner, but the journal that's where the big part goes. And that, when I say the big part, it's not ever pages and pages and pages, but sometimes it's just half a page and sometimes it's 4 pages. A lot of times I use a journal that is about A5 size. I have used smaller ones and I have used larger ones. It depends on my mood. In general, I must say that I like things identical and kind of like OCD type, lined up on a shelf, all looking the same height of books, same font style. But in the case of my journals, through the years, I have always used different ones, smaller and thick, thin, lined, not lined, different paper and whatnot. And as you can see, they are very different. And yeah, it's in this case, it's the variety that creates interest for me, and I will keep it that way. However, most of the time I tend to grab an A5 book. So let's take a look at what I have available. I had last year started decorating some A5 notebooks for people who write and just want to have a nice notebook. And I recently made one for myself. Picked a pink cover. And this is actually a very precious vintage tissue paper, a paper napkin, very old. I have only one and I treasure it a lot. So this I just finished a few days ago, and that's definitely an option. And yeah, it is thin. Usually I like my journals with a back, but as we have just established, these are my journals, so there's a wild mix of different notebooks and books and yeah. So this is definitely an option. And of course, very portable. I brought some which are, in this case, probably not an option because I'm going to be traveling soon, and I usually take a travel journal as well as a regular journal, and that's probably going to be a little bit too heavy because it's fat. But I did want to show you because they are so beautiful and were a very precious, special gift from a friend. Yeah, and the cover is leather. The paper is blank, and oh yes, yeah, and I have done here what I always do. I have written in the back when I got it and who I got it from in this case. And this is also a fountain pen test because I always journal with fountain pens. Lots of pages. And I think these books were handmade. That's what my friend said. I recently purchased this, which I absolutely love. I don't buy a lot of journals full price, but this one I couldn't get out of my head. So eventually I had to get it. It is a print decorated linen cover, and it's a kakimori, Japanese, with graph paper. By the way, sometimes when I have to think about what I'm saying, I'm getting a little bit slow, so I encourage you to up the speed of the video. I do that too with some of the videos I watch. Sometimes it's a good thing, even though maybe it's not a good thing, because we should take time for the things that we are interested in. You tell me. This little notebook I found in, I think it was in my daughter's paper stash. And what does it say? This is Japanese. This is smaller than A5 and it has graph paper. that would also be a great notebook to bring for an interim journal. I also like to use Rhodia paper, always reliably good for fountain pens. Not your Tomoe River, but I ordered this online. It has graph paper and it is staple bound, so not really a back, but good enough. Definitely an option. And if I chose this one, I would decorate the cover with collage. I always buy German school notebooks. A lot of times I decorate the covers to use them as travel journals. They're always great for fountain pens. Then Be Still My Heart. I may pick this one. I have purchased a bunch of these. And yes, I am a paper hoarder and a paper snob sometimes, not always. So I have gotten these with old Tomoe River paper from Spain. Yes, I know. And I barely have used any of them. Have I ever even used one? Oops, don't know. I hoard them. Sorry, it's hot in here because the swamp coolers are not on yet. Oasis notebook. I got that on a trip. It came from a paper store in Palm Springs, and it has a line space of 7 millimeters. And I tested also with watercolors to see how the paper reacts. And this was not expensive at all. I paid $15. Great cover color, nice fat spine, and love the color too. Oasis by Profolio. The new Tomoe River paper, also a gift from a friend. Birthday gift a while ago. Graph paper. Probably not this time around because it's a heavier book. Same goes for this one. Also a gift from a friend. Also, I believe, Tomoe River paper, and it's a Hobonichi notebook, and I just adore the cover with the cats. I used to love the French lines in French notebooks. And it's like these German notebooks, they're used in school, and so the paper is usually a good quality. This one, a little bit larger than A5. And, but I have to say, when I have these lines, what bothers me sometimes is when you have a paler ink color, it's hard to see. I don't have a lot of trouble reading pale inks in writing, but when there's a lot of lines, like in these French books, I struggle a little bit. Does it have a brand? See, no, not even a brand. It just says made in France. Another one rescued from my daughter, and another one which will be used for it's also more like a notebook, thin, both of these. And this one, I don't know if I will even use this ever, but this one I'm most likely gonna use as a travel journal. It is not necessarily fountain pen friendly. I always test. But if I use it as a travel journal, I may glue ephemera on one side, and so it wouldn't matter that much. A real journal. This is a fat book unlined, and I think I got that from a thrift store, and I'm sure that the cover is handmade. But there is no branding on it. So yeah, got that this year. I'm sure it was from the thrift store. Another gift from a friend, Japanese paper, I believe. And yes, it is very, very smooth to the touch. And for sure, fountain pen friendly, lined paper. And here we have a Clairefontaine notebook, unlined, staple bound, and unmarked. I always recommend my friends that are getting into journaling, writing, if you start buying paper, notebooks, journals, mark in the back where you got the book and what you paid for it. Because we all will forget these things. I did show you this one already, and I am not sure what I will really do with this. I'm probably not going to use it as a journal. I assume it would bug me that it has the calendar. But it was on that stack, so I thought might be an option, because then I could actually really try the paper. This was in a goodie bag from the knitting retreat, Knit One Hike 2 at Ghost Ranch. I think it was from 2 years ago. And I decorated the cover. Unfortunately, what I did was I used Mod Podge to go over it, and I have to say, while I love the collage, I don't love the glossiness. So, I don't know. Crisp lined pages, no branding. Another one that was a gift from a friend for my birthday, I think 2 years ago. so cool, the collage. And beautiful graph paper. Oh, this one is not an option. I gotta figure out something. I got this also at the thrift store. I loved the cover because this is fabric and a beautiful pattern. It looks so old, but then some of the pages are messed up, which I wasn't even paying attention to. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this. Yeah, I could cut out the pages, but then again, do I want to do that? Because look at that. It is already damaged in the front, and so I wouldn't know what will happen if I take out more pages. Decision has yet to be made. But this was maybe $1. So even if I cut out all the pages and I use them as scrap paper, I'm not going to be upset. Thrifted. Let's see if this one has a branding. Letterbox, France. So this actually really comes from Europe because it was shrink wrapped in the original packaging, and it has a price of €12.90. I like the wide lines here. Also a bit of a heavier book. A5, I'm sure. Graph paper. I got a few books that were gifted to me from a friend who used to make journals, kind of like as to sell them for junk journals. This could have been one of hers, I'm not sure. Love the graph paper, love the color. Again, thicker, so it's probably not going to happen this time. Birthday gift 2 or 3 years ago. Snap closure. Hold on. Also wide lined pages, but thicker. This one says Modo Arte. The other one, I don't think that had a branding on it. This one, no lines. Like I said, it doesn't bother me when there's no lines. If I have a choice, I choose graph paper. But not always, you know. I mean, if you twisted my arm to tell you my favorite, I would say graph paper. That's what I should say. Yeah, I use everything. So this one also came from my favorite thrift store here, Smart Dog. August 25 for $1.99. And suitable for fountain pens. Endless recorder, last one, thicker. I was disappointed that the elastic flaked on me after, I don't know, I didn't even use this thing. I must have bought it maybe 2021. Yeah, that's what I wrote down later when I tested the paper. Nice lines. Yeah, that's it. Are you bored senseless yet? Are you still here? I am thinking that in this case, I will choose the Good Impressions. I'm going to take it out of its cover. This is almost like craft paper. Very textured. They come in all kinds of different colors. And a pale graph paper on the inside. And I'm thinking that this is going to be the right one for now. I can slap a little bit of collaging out on the cover. If not, well, actually, could also be this one. But what I did not tell you, I just remember I didn't mention that. Look what I did. This one is made specifically for me. Look at that. It's upside down. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Actually, I do believe that I will use this one next. Yeah. No branding. I think I got a multi-pack of these. I was living on the edge, but I got a multi-pack of these from Temu. Don't hate me, but I really think this is a really great paper. Yeah. So, thank you for coming along, and I hope you have a great day and keep writing.